Welcome to the second part of our discussion for process costing, the problem related to uh, yung in-identify natin on discussion video part 1. So we already have read, we have already discussed all items na naka-indicate dito sa problem. Let's look at this. So kailangan natin, dahil we have learned that there are two methods, the FIFO and the weighted average method, gamitin muna natin yung FIFO method on identifying this. 'Di ba ang sabi on our initial illustrations, we have to compute for the units to account for, units accounted for, EUP, cost to account for, cost per EUP, and the cost accounted for. So in this problem, kailangan ma-identify muna natin yung units to account for. The units to account for. The units to account for, paano ba natin kukumputin yan? Ang sabi natin, 'di ba, pag units to account for, ito yung mga items of inventory na gusto nating malaman kung saan siya napunta. Kaya nga units to account for. So punta po tayo dahil units to account for yan, andito ka titingin sa production data, hindi ka titingin sa cost data kasi nasa units to account for ka pa lang. Okay. Ang gusto mong malaman is kung saan napunta yung inventory na nandun sa production run mo. Ano ba yun? The WIP beginning, 3,750, and the started in the production this August is 40,000. So therefore, 3,750 plus 40,000 is 43,750. So yun po yung units to account for. Yan yung i-breakdown natin under the units accounted for. Okay, next. Sabi, units to account for. Okay na tayo. 43,750. Units accounted for. So, dito na po natin i-breakdown itong 43,750. So, what is the breakdown of the units accounted for? Yung pong nandito sa problem. Yung transferred out, work in process, normal loss, and the abnormal loss unit. So, isulat mo lang muna isa-isa yan. Transferred out, work in process ending, normal spoilage, and the abnormal spoilage. Yung spoilage, ang ibig sabihin yan, yun dun sa loss units. Okay. Transferred out. Okay, dito po tayo magkakaroon ngayon ng breakdown sa transferred out. So remember, we are under the FIFO method. Anong sinasabi ko under the FIFO method? Kapag ang WIP beginning mo ay 20%, kailangan mo lang ng additional 80% to complete. Itutuloy mo lang siya. So that is the logic why we need to break down the transferred out item. So work in process beginning, okay, the transferred out. Balikan natin yung problem. Under the transferred out, ang sabi, 36,250 units daw yan. Ngayon, kailangan nating malaman kung ilan dyan ay yung galing dun sa prior period at ilan dyan yung started in this production run. At malinaw sa production data na 3,750 ay galing dun sa previous accounting period o yung WIP beginning natin. So therefore, 3,750 ang WIP beginning mo dyan. So, ibig sabihin, dun sa tinransfer out mo, dun sa next production department, 3,750 ay galing dun sa prior period. Okay? Next, started this period. So, therefore, yan po yung balancing figure lang yan. Magkano ba yung transferred out mo? 36,250 minus 3,750, that is 32,500. Tama ba? 3,750, 36,250. Yes. Next, WIP ending. 6,500. Normal loss, 550 units. Okay? Sulat lang natin dyan. 6,500 and 550. Sir, paano yung abnormal? Naka-question mark siya. We know that ang ina-account natin ay 43,750. Ito po yung UTAF or the units to account for. 43,750 minus 550 minus 65 minus 32,500 minus 3,750 is 450. So therefore, this is your abnormal spoilage units. 450. yung naka-highlight in yellow, 450. So therefore, ang total niyan, 43,750. Kaya nga dapat, yung units accounted for at units account for, ang total ay dapat equal. Kasi nga, binibreakdown mo lamang siya. Okay, next. So, mahalaga ngayon na malaman mo itong tama yung items mo dito. Kasi kung mali ka na dito, mamamali na lahat, pati yung EUP mo on the succeeding items. Okay. So, kailangan po nating i-break down yung ating materials at yung ating conversion cost. Okay? Kasi minsan, merong mga problems na ang tinatanong is the EUP on materials, EUP on conversion cost, kaya dapat broken down na yan. At saka magkaiba yung treatment kasi niyan eh. Hindi madalang na madalang and very rare yung parehas ang treatment ng material and conversion cost. Kasi in practice, hindi naman din talaga nangyayari yun. Yung material, nilalagay yan normally at the start of the process. Pero yung conversion cost, it is continuous in the entire production run. So, kailangan ngayon natin, yung column for materials is to identify yung okay. Kailangan natin on the materials na tingnan kung ilan yung percentage ng materials na inilagay natin on that particular item of inventory. So, isa-isahin po natin. So, WIP beginning, 3,750 yan, hindi ba? So, kailangan na, para makompute natin yung equivalent units of production, ang tanong dyan lagi ay, ilang percentage of materials ang inilagay mo on that particular WIP beginning? The answer is 0%. Sir, bakit 0% yan? Natatandaan mo yung naka-indicate, sabi, na note, all materials are added at the start of the process. All materials are added at the start of the process. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Dahil ito ay WIP beginning, yan po ay production noong nakaraang period or the prior production run, nung nakaraang production run. Yung material dyan ay inilagay na doon sa nung nakaraang production run, bago magsimula yung production run, nung nakaraang period. So therefore, for this period, wala ka na pong material na ilalagay dyan. Okay? So 0% yan. Okay. Next, the started this period. Ilan ang material? Dahil nga inilalagay mo yan at the beginning of the period, the 100% ang materials na inilalagay mo dyan. WIP ending for this period, therefore, 100% ka rin dyan. Kasi nga, ang logic natin dyan ay yung work in process mong ending ay process yan on this particular year, on the current year, current production run. So 100% ka rin dyan. The normal and abnormal spoilages ay may kasama pa rin yung 100% materials kasi this period yan. So ganun ang pag-compute under the material concept. So, paano natin kukumputin yung EUP on the materials? E di 3,750 times the percentage, 0%. So, in this case, 0. Yung started, 32,500. 65 times 100%, 65. 550 dahil puro 100 yan, carry forward mo lang 550 and 450. So, i-add mo po lahat yan, 0, 32,500, 65, 550, 450, and 40,000. 40,000 po ang total EUP as to materials. So, kung ang question sa yung SIPALE board exam is EUP as to materials, sagot mo kaagad ay 40,000. Okay, the conversion cost. The conversion cost naman, ang logic naman natin under the conversion cost ay, ganito. The work in process beginning. Anong sinasabi sa work in process beginning? Ang sabi dyan, 40% daw complete yan nung finorward sa atin. 40% complete. So, ibig sabihin, under the FIFO method, di ba? Ang sabi ko sa FIFO method, kapag 20% yan, kailangan mo ng 80% to complete. Hence, dahil ito ay 40%, kailangan natin ng 60% to complete. Kaya yun yung kanyang percentage, 60%. It started for this period, conversion cost, 100%. Okay? Kasi gagawin mo yan lahat. Okay? Then, the whip ending is 70%. Bakit 70% yung whip ending? Ano bang naka-indicate? Ang sabi dito, work in process, August 31 is 70% complete. So, what does it mean? Di ba ang tanong natin on the percentages ay ilan ang percentage of effort na inilagay mo on that particular item. So kapag whip end ang pinag-uusapan, kung ilan ang completion niya, yun ang kanyang percentage sa conversion cost. Okay? Kasi yan yung effort na ginawa mo for that whip end, 70% on this current period. Tama? Iba naman ang treatment kapag whip beginning kasi nga itutuloy mo lang. So yung effort. So remember, yung effort ang tinitingnan natin. Yung effort na ilalagay mo. Yung percentage of effort na ilalagay mo dyan sa item of inventory na yan on this accounting period. Kaya sa whip beginning 60, sa whip end 70%. I hope you get that. The normal spoilage and the abnormal spoilage conversion, bakit 75%? O balikan mo yung item. Ang sabi, na-inspect daw yan at 75% completion. So therefore, 75% na ang effort na nailagay dyan nung na-determine that those items are considered loss, normal, and abnormal. So, 75%. So, anong gagawin mo dyan? I-multiply mo lang po. 3,750 times 60% is 2,250 and so on. 32,500 times 100% is 32,500. 65 times 70 is 4,550. 550 times 75, 450 times 75. Okay. 412.5 and 337.5. So, therefore, ang iyong EUP, i-add mo lahat yan is 40,050. 40,050. Okay, so 40,050. So meron tayong 40,050. So if the municipality question uh, is identified as the equivalent units of production as to the conversion cost, your answer should be 40,050. 40,050 dapat ang sagot mo dyan. Okay? Next. Okay, we look at, okay na tayo dito sa units accounted for, equivalent units of production, so cost to account for, and cost per EUP. So, let's take a look at the cost per EUP. Okay, the cost per EUP is the formula is basically the cost divided by your equivalent units of production. So the cost per EUP. So how do we compute for the cost? Anong cost ang kinukuha ba natin? So tingnan natin, titigan natin yung items. So ang cost data mo dito, meron ka pong naka-indicate na WIP at meron kang naka-indicate na cost added this month. The question lies now on whether we are considering work in process beginning or costs added this month alone. Kukunin ko ba ito parehas o yung isa lang? Yung cost added this month lang. So remember, you are under the first in, first out method. You are under the first in, first out method. So therefore, under the first in first out method, so this is a one big difference between the weighted average method is that kapag FIFO method ka, ang kukunin mo lang na yung numerator on your cost per EUP is the cost added this month. Bakit? Sir, bakit? Bakit yun lang ang kukunin natin? Yung halimbawa, materials 240 and for conversion cost 64800. Bakit yun lang ang kukunin natin? Kasi kung titingnan mo ang yung computation of your units accounted for, wala ka pong sinama dyan na items for WIP. Wala ka pong sinama dyan for items na nandun sa beginning. Wala ka pong sinama dyan for the items na nandoon sa beginning na at 0%, 'di ba? Kung matatandaan mo, 'di ba? Tinutuloy mo lang siya. Tinutuloy mo lang yung 20% tinutuloy mo into 80%. So based on your computation here, hindi mo isinama yung 40% na naka-indicate dito na complete. Hindi mo yun isinama on your computation. So therefore, tinutuloy mo lang. So it is but proper na yung cost na gagamitin mo in determining your cost or unit cost or yung cost per EUP ay manggagaling lang doon sa cost added this period. So 240 divided by 40,000 is 6. So this is your unit cost for materials, and then 640,800 divided by 40,050 is 16. That is your for your cost per EUP or your unit cost for the conversion, for the CC or the conversion cost. So, tandaan po natin yun ha. Kapag FIFO method, ang gagamitin mong numerator is the cost added for this period or for this month alone. Huwag nating isama yung work in process on the prior in beginning dito sa cost data natin. Okay? Later, may emphasize lalo yan when we are in the weighted average method. Okay, so dito na po tayo sa cost assigned. Okay, balikan natin. Okay na tayo sa cost per UP, cost accounted for na tayo. So basically, in the CPALE board exam, ang question is hanggang EUP and the unit cost. Pero merong mga maliligaw na questions related to magkano daw ang cost assigned to TO or the transferred out units, or minsan may questions related to cost assigned in the work in process ending. So how do we compute for this? Under the FIFO method. So kapag na-compute na natin yung unit cost, madali lang naman na yan. Kasi kukunin mo na lang yung mga items dyan. So transferred out units, magkano daw yung cost na naka-assign do sa transferred out units? So kapag ganyan po ang question, huwag kang titingin dito sa items ng units of inventory. Lagi dahil ikaw ay cost per EUP, dapat lagi ang basis mo is yung EUP na. Okay, how do we compute for this? The equivalent units of production started 32,500 times 6 kasi yan ay materials. Okay? Plus 2,250 30 plus 2,000 32,500 multiply it to 16. 16 kasi yan yung EUP ng conversion cost. Okay? Sa normal spoilage naman, 550 times 6 and 550, 412.5 times 16. Okay. Sir, bakit hindi sinasama yung WIP N? Kasi po ang tinatanong dito is the cost assigned to transferred out units. Magkano yung cost noong nung mga inilabas nating units. So ang criteria lang po doon, ang kukunin lang po natin doon is yung items of inventory na nasa transferred out at yung items na nandun sa normal spoilage. 'Di ba matatandaan mo, sabi ko yung normal spoilage are added in the unit cost of an item. Okay? Kaya kasama po siya doon. Plus, this is a caveat or a warning, a reminder. Wag mo pong kakalimutan na isama yung WIP beginning. WIP beginning. Okay? Saan manggagaling yung WIP beginning na yan? Saan manggagaling yung WIP beginning na yan? Dito sa iyong cost data. 20,800 and 27,600 yung material and conversion cost. Ina-add po yan dito. This is essentially the reason why hindi na natin ina-add dito sa cost per EUP yung items ng WIP beginning dahil i-add mo na siya dito buong buo. 20,800 and 27,600. Remember, anong sinasabi ko lagi? Under the FIFO method, tinutuloy mo lang siya. You need 80% to complete this. So, kung 40% yan, itutuloy mo lang. Ngayon, yung cost na naka-assign doon sa WIP beginning ay diretsong ina-add doon sa cost assigned to transferred out units. I hope you get it. Total, 809,300. Okay? Cost assigned, ito total mo lang po yan ha. Ayan. Ginanyan ko lang yung ating solutions para mas madali. 32.5 times 6, ayan, plus. Kasi yan, kapag sa calculator naman yan, pwede ka ng memory recall dyan. O kung naka-scientific ka, dire-diretso yan, pwede. Cost assigned in work in process ending. Cost assigned in work in process ending. Okay. Cost assigned in work in process ending. Saan ka titingin? Sa EUP. 6,500 times 6. Kasi materials yon. And then 4,550 times 16. So, ito yun. Total, 111,800. So, madali lang kapag na-compute mo na agad yung iyong cost per EUP. Okay. So, I think I have to end this at this part. On I think the last part of this discussion video, we will be dealing with the weighted average method naman on computing at saka yung abnormal loss units, questions related to abnormal loss units. Please continue on the next video for more of process costing. Thank you.